Back again, another day on the car, and I've got my son with me today. I've got him a nice job lined up. Just going to go around this way, check out the bumpers, all looking good, white walls looking amazing, and there's still a couple of things that are not working, like for example the boot doesn't seem to unlock with the central locking. Also, when I unlock that door, it unlocks that door, this door and the other door, but not the front door. When I unlock this door, it doesn't unlock anything apart from this door, and then when I lock this door, I think it locks this door and this door, but not that door. Now it could be many different things. There is a switch in the glove compartment there that allows you to lock the boot independently. I haven't even messed with that yet, but we know from previous episodes that these things here are very corroded. So it could be as simple as that, a bad connection. So I've got my son here with the little grinding pen that I use for grinding on circuit boards, and basically he's just going to clean the male and female parts, and then we're going to give it a nice good clean with contact cleaner at the end, and it should be good. So good thing about that is it can get right in, because before I was trying to do that with sandpaper, but this is going to be perfect for the grinding pen because it can get rid of all that corrosion. And you never know, by doing that on each of the connections, because there's quite a few connections in here, by doing that on each of them, I might find that the central locking and stuff starts working, and even if it doesn't, at least I know then that I've eliminated those contacts. While my son's busy on that, I'm going to repair this up here. So basically I noticed a while ago when I was underneath the car working on the the rear bottom bit here, down here, that this was also rusted, so I've been scraping and bashing and scraping and bashing, and this is what I've left up with here, a load of holes, because what happens is all the mud flicks up from the wheel, you see, and goes underneath, and here was caked. It was like this deep in just rock hard dried mud from all the years, so I suppose the water just bit by bit rots through the metal. So what I'm going to be doing is I've taken the carpet back. This is all stuck down like soundproofing, held on with these lovely big clips. You can see that they're screwed everywhere because this is what the top carpet goes onto, and I'm just using the chisel to get rid of all this horsehair type stuff and all this adhesive, and then I'm going to cut away the bad bit, and I'm going to weld in a nice new bit of metal, L-shaped from here, quite big, going all the way to here, all the way down here, like that. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that because I haven't done a bit of welding in a while, and I'm hoping that this might be quite nice to weld too. Right, so I've scraped away all the glue and stuff, and I've knocked away the rusty bits. So basically the panel comes straight up from underneath here, and this is just like an L shaped up onto this bit here. So that's the bit I'm going to be recreating. Underneath is luckily okay. I'm just going to use the angle grinder now to get back to clean metal here, and also I'm bringing a patch probably here and down here. So I'm going to clean up this area here as well, and this bit here. Right, so they're all cleaned up now, but unfortunately the same thing is happening where basically this door can only be opened and closed with the key, but that door and this door are all behaving themselves. When I close the door and when I lock it, it appears to lock the whole car. So I think I just need to do some adjustment with this box down here, but I'll worry about that in another video. But I really need to sort that before I put this door panel back on. So we're just forming up the metal now because we need to get like a lip up here and also a lip on this side, and we've just got a wooden vise. It's not really going to be strong enough to bend, so we're just doing it on this big tool chest. Quite like having a little assistant. And now if we cut from there to there. A bit more this way, Ben, because it's going to sit.
Okay.
But you should be able to wiggle that off. Well done. Right, so now we have to bend that bit up. Right, and we formed the other corner on there now, so we're just going to try to neaten that up a little bit, bring that bit a bit more round, then it should be ready to weld into the car. Right, so that's going to be the patch that goes in here. Actually quite happy with that. So I'm going to put a couple of tacks just here and here to begin with, and then I'm just going to get a cold chisel and just try to bend this a little bit more into the shape of the car, because this is kind of dead flat while the car's not, and also knock that back a bit. I let my son do a tiny bit of welding as well, so that can be my excuse if it doesn't look very good. It's all a bit of a learning curve for everybody involved. Amazingly, over this side there is no rust. It's solid. It's so strange, isn't it? And this is the side where the suspension's gone as well. So maybe it was always parked on a camber and all the water and everything was just always on this side of the car, because this side's definitely more rotten than the other side. Anyway, I think that's going to look good. So I've just put a tack here, a tack here, a tack here, and a tack here. It is welding lovely. And now I'm just like hammering it into place so it's all follows the line of the car. Welding's just so nice because it's just instantaneously there. A little tap, and you know, I can whack that metal now and those things are not going to break. Annoyingly here, every time I do a tiny little thing, tiny little dot, everything goes up in flames along here because of all these dry fibres. Maybe I might try wetting them, because I don't want to take the mat off in its entirety, but it's fine when I'm just doing little dots, because I can just get my gauntlet, rub my hand over and the fire goes out. But I don't think I'm going to be able to do a nice seam weld, because I think this will just go up in flames while I'm welding it. So yeah, I'm going to get a sponge. I'm just going to wet down this area a little bit, and it'd be less likely then to it's not going to be so dry, you know what I mean? Obviously do not copy what you see in these videos. I'm not a welder, this is not safe procedure, but I just don't want to have to take off all this thing, because it's all stuck down. It's stuck down really well, and no adhesive I use is going to be as good as the adhesive that's used here. Even after all these years, it's on rock solid. My son's just done his first weld, and I must say I think it's better than my one. So and again, Ben. And stop. Well done, nicely done. Right, do some more. No, just do a spot at a time. And stop. Yeah, not bad, Ben. Yeah, not bad. Go a bit further down, about an inch down now. There, yeah. And stop. Yeah, that's nice. And again. I love the sound of welding. I think he's a natural. I've actually got a proud dad moment. He's done all that himself. I put a couple of tacks up here and that was it. He's done the rest of that. But what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to go across, you know, seam it all the way along. He's done really well. I'm just giving the welder a little break, but you can see now I'm going all the way along. So this has all been done down here. I just had to go back on a couple of little spots where it blew through. So now I'm going across the top, then I'll do the back, and then we can try to clean it up a little bit with a wire brush. Hopefully it should be a consistent weld going all the way through. So therapeutic welding. And I don't know if I mentioned earlier, but obviously you've got to be careful what's underneath the car, because the amount of heat generated here, if there's underseal and stuff underneath, that will go up in flames. Also, there's a fuel tank there, but I'm, in my opinion, a safe distance away from the fuel tank. Obviously it sparks, but I've got my fuel filler cap in and that's all sealed there. But if I was welding there now, I think I'd be very nervous. Personally, I don't think I would. I'm happy welding here. Splatterty, splatterty, splat. Might not look pretty, but it's certainly on there, that's for sure. So what I'm going to do now is just scrape away a lot of the splats and then get a wire brush, give it all a nice clean up, and then we're going to treat it to a nice bit of primer and paint, and also primer and underseal underneath. Maybe primer, paint and underseal underneath. Right, so it's had a bit of a wire brush down, and you can now see that that's it all the way around here. That is properly solid. So now I'm going to spray it all up with primer and underseal underneath and stuff, and then give it a little coat of grey paint on top. Boot's been primed, so I'm going to just let that dry. before we put the top paint on. And now I'm going to take off this door capping because I need to deal with this window. When this window goes up and down, it wobbles like this because there's a big lump of metal that's broken from it. I'll show you it all when I've got this out. Right, this is it here. Can you see this is completely broken? Look at that, completely rusted. The reason this rusts is because water's designed to get in here. The reason it doesn't go onto the thing on the inside is because there's a barrier here that you kind of, you know, spray on with that adhesive stuff. So all this here is designed to have water in it, and it just goes out through the drain holes. It's all aluminium, so it's not going to rust. In fact, you can see the doors are still perfect, but obviously this isn't aluminium. So there should be one of these over here. Now I do have it. It was found in the bottom of the door. So I'm going to have to try to get rid of this rust here without breaking the glass. What I'll probably do is I'll probably take out the glass. That's what I did on the other side. And then we've got to make up a new bit of metal going maybe to here, because I couldn't get the glass out of the last one, so I'm not going to get the glass out of this one. But if I can use the Dremel tool to cut around here, then I can add a new bit of metal. In fact, I'm talking about it, I can just show you it there. You can see there, new bit of metal, painted with Hammerite black, and then it allows the wires to go around it. So this doesn't stop the windows from going up and down. What it stops it from doing is wobbling like this. So when the window's going up, it's just flopping all over the place. It will go up nice and straight. This is surprisingly easy to get out. All you've got to do is undo the bolt behind the glass through this bit here. I've rested it down here, and also undo this channel here that goes down. So the glass slides in and out of this channel. It goes down there. Right, so what I'm going to do here is Dremel tool across here without smashing the window. Fingers crossed. Look at all the dirt you can see. The years of grime here, because it was always under the seal. And then we're going to put this on here. Obviously I have to cut all this away, get fresh metal, wrap it round, and then weld it on to, well sorry, I can't weld it because I've got the glasses here and this won't come out the glass. So it's just going to be a case of friction fit back on here with a nice new bit of metal, maybe all the way from here to here. The sun's just sprayed that up there, and I think it's looking very, very nice. So very happy with that. One of the Patreon names has been covered up, Lyman Green, so we're going to have to do that one again. But yeah, looks good. Right, so I've got a bit of metal made up here now, and that's going to, you know, slide onto here, butted right up to here, and I'm going to have to weld this onto that bit there now. So I'm going to weld across here and the other side. Right, so that's welded on there now, and now I need to give it all a nice coat with the Hammerite spray here. I've already sprayed the inside of it, and then I also put adhesive on the inside as well, on this bit here and this bit here. Right, so it's all sprayed up now with Hammerite, so once it's dried I can pop it back in the car and stretch those wires back around, and hopefully, as long as I've got the measurements right on that, the window will go up and down nicely. Right, while I'm waiting for the Hammerite to dry, I'm just taking off all these connections here, and I'm going to use the grinding pen on them, and I'm also going to take apart these connections here and use the grinding pen and give them a nice good clean. It might not help with the central lock-in, but it's going to help with something, even if it just makes it last a bit longer. Now look, I just took apart that one there. I've probably had these apart in the past, but look how chalky that is. Let me see if I can zoom in on it. So you can see they're not going to be making a good connection. So you never know, after cleaning all these up, the central locking might start working. Alright, so they're all cleaned up and sprayed up. So hopefully now the connection will be better. They probably were fine before, but it's certainly going to be better now. I am getting there through a little bit of wiggling, undoing these, moving them around the place. I'm nowhere near getting the key working, but this is starting to work. So watch this now. If I go down, you can now see that this one's locked. And that one's locked over there, and I've just tried that one there. And now if we go up, listen, and now this one will be open, and the same with the other side as well. While beforehand that wouldn't, I think it went one way but not the other way, but it didn't do this one here, but now it's doing this one here. Now if I go down here, let's see if that would lock. Well no, I have to close it, don't I? Okay, 1 second. Hope this is going to, I had to undo the window motor as well. Right, okay, so that's done there now, and it is all, everything's open. Right, let's go over this side. My son's gone now, I need him back here to do all this. Right, so let's go down here. Let's see now, so it's locked, locked. Let's see if it's going to lock the driver's door. Come on now, come on, please. No! Ah, so it's not locking. Well, let me persevere. We're making little bits of progress. So I wonder why that one doesn't lock. Right, I messed around with the central lock-in for about 2.5 hours and I wasn't getting anywhere. As far as I can see, this is one of the mechanisms on eBay. There seems to be lots of play, not in the solenoid area. Electrically it's okay, but you see all these plastic levers everywhere. There seems to be much more play on the one that goes up to the door lock where you put the key in. I can't get it to work at all when I put the key in, only the driver's door. It doesn't do anything to anything else. When I go over to the passenger side, this one here only moves about that much. Yet on my side, it moves all the way down here to up here. So it just seems to be all over the place. What I think is, think about it, driver's door is going to, after 150,000 miles, is going to have much more wear than the passenger door or any other door. So I think I'm going to buy this one. It's £61. I presume it works, you know, I don't know if it does work or not, but maybe it's from a lower mileage car. I mean, mine has done 150,000 miles. This one here might have only done 30,000 miles, in which case then you see the wear here is going to be a lot less. So I think rather than spending hours and hours and hours doing it, I can't get rid of wear. If plastic's worn, it's worn. There's nothing I can do about that. So I am just going to buy one for £61, put it in, and hopefully that will fix the problem. Well, it's the next day, and I've put the Patreon lime and green back on here. This is nice and dry, so I can fold that back over, put the screw back in. Luckily, the screw hole is still just there, so I won't even have to drill a new hole, which is nice. Very happy with that. Looks a bit splatty, but you know what? It's nice and strong, and that's the main thing. I've undersealed the underneath. You'll see that. I might show it to you later, or you'll see it another time. So what I need to do is, I had to cover up the window last night because this didn't dry in time. But it's all nice and dry now. I've just wet it down to clean all the dirt that was behind here. So hopefully that's going to hold into place nicely. So I'm going to get my dad to help me put that back in, and then I've got to wrap all the wires and stuff around it. That's going to take a little while to do. But I'm hoping then afterwards the window will go up smoothly without wobble. We are in. It's amazing actually how easy that is to get in. Just a case of undoing the bolt that goes through it and just the runner at the bottom. It's actually very easy, but it's still easier to have two people. What I'm doing now is I'm just using a screwdriver and a wet cloth, and I'm just going up and down the runners, and then I'm going to lift up the window. So I'll do that all the way around, and then I'll lift up the window and I'll do the runners from here down and here down, and hopefully then it will make the window slide up and down a bit easier. Right, we are back in, and I've lubricated everything up. I've cleaned up the tracks going up and down. Now remember, the engine's not on. It will work a little bit quicker when the engine's on. Some of these windows in this car are super slow. This one is much slower now than it was before, because I presume all these things here are just adding a little bit more friction, but at least now the window doesn't wobble like this. So look, going down now. Yeah, so beforehand, that there you could grab and you could move forward and backwards and it would flop all over the place. So even when you didn't grab it, what would happen is when it would go back up, it would go up so far and then it would flop down this way. But then it would find its home again. It just didn't look nice. But now look, you can see it's all working good. It will be a little bit quicker when the engine's running. But that's it. Hopefully now the rust will stay away from that for a while. So you can see that that's all a new bit there. I'm sure it's going to be just fine on there because I've kind of friction fitted it and put a load of that adhesive in there as well. So it should be all good. So yeah, happy days. So that means now that I can get the panel back on here, and the only thing we have to do now is sort out the door capping with the yacht varnish. I'm going to give a good clean out, get rid of all the rust from in here. This isn't rusty, this is just surface rust coming down from here and resting on this bit here because this is aluminium. Now, although I have just bought myself another module from eBay, I'm quite curious as to why this is not working, because it's not a million miles off. It's just when we go to unlock it, that bottom lever just seems to be floppy. So you never know, just in case it's come out of a, alignment, because this door has had, remember the door was broken here, wasn't it? So maybe it's been knocked there as well. I am going to take it out, so I need to undo these 3 bolts here. I've already taken out the mechanism that goes from the key down to here and also the lock here down to here. I'm not going to take this out just yet because I can't quite get to it and I might not need to take it out, and I'm just labelling them up because these wires are all the same and these connectors can fit into each other. So I've done 1 to 1, 2 to 2 on both sides and 3 to 3, so when I undo them I know which way to put them back. That's not too bad. It looks like you can leave this one on, you know, with the metal interior lock one. And then once you undo the 3 screws, as long as you kind of work it past this wire that goes up to feed the window here, it does actually come out okay. So I'm going to have a good look at this now and find out why this back one, this one here, look how loose it is. This one here. So now, why is that one so loose? That doesn't look worn there, does it? Because this is how the mechanism works. When you hear that click, wait a minute. See this here? Basically, it's in two solid. There's a solenoid here and a solenoid here, and this needs to click from one side to the other. So it works when we do this one. There, that's one way, and it doesn't seem to want to go back the other way. There, that's it. So that way and that way. I'm not sure why it's so stiff. Let me have a good look over it. See, annoyingly, that doesn't seem warm. Yet it's not working. It could be because it's so stiff that it's taking too much force. Not too sure. Well, I think I'm going to take it all apart just in case it could be a build-up of, you know, dried-in grease or dirt or something like that. And if I give it all a good clean, it might start moving freer. It's just also complicated. So look here. When this moves left and right, you can see and hear that there's a micro switch here and here, these little Burgess ones, and listen. Yeah. And what you have to do is, there's a spring in the middle here. You've got to crush this spring into that compartment there, and it goes into that compartment there. And I suppose when it moves either way, the spring makes it want to go back to the middle again. And these here are the solenoids. You can see here, R.A. Williams, Birmingham, England. I wonder if they're still going. 12 volts DC. What I'm going to do is I'm going to undo each of these. I mean, everything all looks very serviceable. You know, if you had to replace one of these, it isn't such a big deal. But as far as I know, on mine, they're both working. So I'm going to undo each of these, spray a bit of contact cleaner in there, and make sure that they're all nice. As far as I can see, there doesn't look to be any wear anywhere. This was the part I was worried about, and I can't see any wear in there. Considering the mileage, it all looks incredibly good condition. So you might be wondering why I'm wasting my time, because I've already ordered up a replacement one. I don't know how good the replacement one's going to be, and also it'd be just nice to be able to find out what the problem was, see if it can be fixed. It's always nicer to fix rather than replace. And as well as that, if I can get it in today, it means that I can button up this door, you know, get this door back together again, which would be nice rather than having to wait a few days until the one from eBay arrives. What I've done is I've got the power going back into it now. Now check this out. Got everything connected up apart from all the mechanical side, you know, all the levers and stuff. Look, we've got 2 micro switches here. Check this out. It's not flicking over properly. Can you see? Look. There, and when I hit this one, that should be going all the way to there. So I don't think, I think that's maybe, hold on 1 second now. The micro switches are working, but this is not going fully that way. I suppose the levers are not doing what they need to do because this is not kicking up properly. Can you see? It's only going halfway there. That needs to go all the way down and that needs to go all the way up, I think. Obviously I haven't got another one to compare to unless I take apart the other side, which I don't fancy doing. So it looks like I do need my replacement one from eBay. Unless I can get these solenoids working again. Yeah, I think they should be kicking right up like that. Leave it with me, I'll see if I can work out what's happening. Maybe the windings have gone, again, because this is the door that's being used the most. My, check this out. All I've done, is only a few seconds later, I slackened off both screws at the back of the solenoid and back there as well. So the solenoids are now loose. You can see there's play in them. Actually, there's no play in that one, but there's play in this one. Check out this, how powerful it is now. You ready? Look at that. Oh my word. That's going to come out from there. That is seriously strong. I wonder whether that was it. Whether throughout the years these just got a bit of a whack or something. So I'm going to try to do them up just ever so slightly in a nice position as they are now, because this is where they're happy to work. And then maybe that will be it. In fact, let me see. I haven't got my tripod with me today. Imagine if it was as simple as that. Let's do these up in this exact position. Now let's see if that's going to work. No way. Unbelievable. Look at that. It's so powerful. I love it. Right, I'm going to try and put it back together, lubricate as I go along with some white lithium grease. So you never know, this might be fixable. It means I've bought the eBay one for no reason, but if we can fix this one, fantastic. I've got a spare, or that spare can always be sold on again. And before, to move this lever took a huge amount of strength. Well, now look, I've got everything disconnected from power. The solenoids are moving fully up and down now, really easy. So I suppose, because it was so hard to move, everything's given a little bit. You know, there's a little bit of give in these things here, because they can bend a bit. These all can wobble around the place, and I suppose all that adds up. Just like when you're doing a 1980s toy with the plastic gears and they've all got a little crack in them, gear after gear after gear, it all adds up, and then it doesn't work at the end of it. Those tiny little things that are wrong all add up to bigger things. I think it's all stemmed from them being slightly misaligned. How that happened, who knows. I think this door had an impact or something at some stage. Well, actually, I don't know. No, it doesn't look damaged. But remember, that lock here was damaged, because these things here have been changed. How horrible do they look compared to, look how just nice they are on this side. But I haven't seen any come up for sale yet on eBay. That just looks so much nicer. These are just lovely. Little things like that just look so good. This is terrible. I've completely and utterly forgotten how everything goes back together. It's amazing. I only did it like 20 minutes ago, but yeah, I can't remember what went on the top or the bottom, so I'm going to look on eBay for some selling, because there was a few selling these in America and it looked like they had the linkages still on them, so hopefully I'll be able to zoom in and copy from that. I should have taken, that was schoolboy error, I should have taken a load of pictures of it. Right, thank God for American eBay sellers. Now let me just show you, in case you need to do this or in case I need to do it in the future. So it looks like that bit goes there. It looks like this bit goes here to do the turning like that. This bit here is here with the cutout for that bit. This bit is here. The spring has to go in here, and then that's it. So it's actually it is actually quite straightforward. Well, I'm going to try to get that spring in, and then I can worry about getting all this together. But yeah, I can already feel that it's going to move much nicer. That locks on there, and then you have those little star washer things that go on over here and up here as well. Right, so I've placed it back together. I'm not going to lie, the spring was hard because it kept wanting to pop out at you, because it's only held in half, you see, until you can get the other half on. But what I did is I bunched up the spring, put it in there, and I held it down with a screwdriver while then putting the lid on. And then when I got the lid on, I kind of just did that, and it still came out a bit. But then what I managed to do is I managed to get each side in with this while holding pressure down on here, and I managed to get it in. It wasn't easy, but it's done. So I'm going to connect it up just here loosely, just to see whether we have more kind of, whether it just moves easier with this one here. Right, okay, I've put power back into it, but I can't really get it to work, because you see, I think it all needs to be bolted in to get the micro switches to move, because at the moment the solenoids are moving, but there's nothing moving the micro switches. But when I do that, it does go, but it's kind of it kind of throws me a bit, you know. There you go. I think we'll put it back in and see. We've definitely found a fault, and now it's all seems to be moving nicely, so I think maybe it might be working. I'm just eating my lunch, mouthful of food. Look at, must have been my son. Look at that. How good is that little hat? I'm going to keep it on there. I don't know what that's from. Right, I've got it back together, but I haven't kind of tidied up the wires or anything yet, but I have got all the rods clipped into place, and They feel nice. I haven't tested it yet, so this is going to be live. Oh, come on. Come on now. Turn it on here. Right. First of all, is this going to work? No, but hold on, my lights are not on. I don't think I've got a good connection. 1 second. Have I got this on here? No, I've got a bad connection. Bear with me. Yeah, because I keep undoing this and doing it up, there's a little nut on it, and basically it's coming loose. But if you have a look now, we've got power because it's there. So now, let's see. Are you going to work for the first time, probably in 10 years? Right, okay, hold on 1 second. Excellent. Let's lock that one. Lock that one, let me just see. So that's locked. But I did have success with that top one before anyway. Locked. Come on now, this is often temperamental. Yes, so far so good. Right, now let's unlock it here. Sounds good. Unlocked. Unlocked. Come on, come on. Yes! Excellent. So far so good. Get my hopes up now. Let's see if it's going to work with the key. I might have to make some adjustments on the key because I was adjusting that little thing in here yesterday. Apologies, it's so sunny I can't even see, but basically there's something there you can adjust. Right, let's see now. Let's see, are you going to lock? Right, locked. Locked. Now I'm getting my hopes up. Locked. No. No. Okay. Let's see if it opens things. It might just need adjustment. No, you still don't unlock. What the hell? No. So you lock, but you're not opening. Right, let me play around with it. Oh no. Oh, I haven't seen any wear. It's no different than it was before. Let me turn it off. Maybe this is just adjustments now, because I mean we definitely found what the problem was, so maybe it just needs to be adjusted. Really got my hopes up there. So when you turn the key, it puts down this back one, the one at the very back, and basically when I get it to there with the key, it doesn't click. But listen, hold on. No, I thought I heard it click before. Do you know what it could be? It could be as simple as just in here, that little thing that you see up there. I basically twisted it yesterday and I thought I made it longer, but I actually think I've made it shorter. So I'm going to adjust that back to how it was before and it might then work. Popped out the bottom of it here, and now I'm going to be twisting it until it goes until it gets much longer. Can't really remember where it was originally, but I'll pop it back in. I might try it. I'll try it halfway, see if that works. Right, I think we'll try it there, and if it doesn't work, I'll give it more time. Come on now. Come on, we found what the fault was. Is that on? That's on there. Good. Right, here goes. So now, what are we? Unlocked. Right, that's everything unlocked. Sorry, everything locked. Oh my god, right. Unlocked? Yes. Unlocked? Yes. Let me just see if it locks, hold on. Right. Locked. Locked, brilliant. Unlock. Come on now. Unlocked. Unlocked, good. Now let's see if it's going to lock. So, lock, lock, lock. But the passenger door is not locked. Come on, come on, come on. Yes, 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 yes. Right, okay, hold on. They're all locked. Sorry, you don't know how many times I was doing this off camera last night. Right, now, unlock. Brilliant. And also this is now springing back more than it was before. Before that wasn't springing back. There. There. I wonder whether the boot's working. There. There. Unbelievable. Right, let's see if the inside catch works. And now we're going to push this down and see if it all locks. Lock. Lock. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I didn't need to spend that £61. Oh, I should have trusted myself. You should always try, at least try. Because you see, just by using your eyes, you could see it wasn't working right. Okay, now, open it up. Let's see if it's all opened. Yes. Yes. Come on. Oh, hallelujah. Oh, I think I'm going to call this a hat of luck. It's giving me good luck. I can't believe we got that working. That is an absolute result. I want to see if I put this down here, will it actually lock this door? No, so it pops back up again, which is good to know. Oh, that sounds so nice. Result. What an absolute result. Okay, what I'm going to do now is I just want to see what happens with the boot. I'll just do that off camera because there's this weird switch in here that I've never, that I haven't messed around with. But I'm not going to do it in today's video. Let's have a look. You see here, when I open this up here, there is something that says boot unlock, auto and key. So it's on auto key, so I presume this means it does it with the central lock-in, and this means it does it with the key. I presume the reason for that is maybe if you're at traffic lights, if you had it on the key, nobody can get into it. Well, if it was on auto and your doors are unlocked, then somebody could open up the boot and nick your jewellery or whatever people carry in this one. This one would be more likely to be some weird body. Anyway, excellent. Guess what? Something actually works on the car. The boot switch is working. So check this out. I'm going to lock the car. Yeah. So now this is locked here, and the boot is locked. Yeah. Now watch this. Unlock the car. You can see now. Open. But because I've got it on key, the boot is still locked. Now check this out. Let's go into here. And let's hit it to auto, like that. Now, check it out, still locked. Watch this. Lock the car. Yeah, obviously it's still locked because it's locked from previously. Unlock it. Watch this, watch this, watch this. Ta-da! Boot opens. And now, when we go to lock it, this way, boot's closed. How good is that? I'm going to leave it on auto. I can't tell you how happy I am with that. Now I'm wondering, should I end the video now, or should I try to put on a bit of the panel on one of the doors? Maybe I'll put the panel on one of the doors. What a result. I'm telling you, I'm keeping this. That is staying there. I hope nobody nicks it when I get it on the road. Oh, turns out it was my dad that did it, not my son. I found the culprit. So happy with that central lock-in's working. That is such a big deal for me, because I nearly gave up on it. I sort of thought, oh, you know what, I can just use the thing on the inside, lift it up and down. But now it's working. I think, thank God I spent the time on it. Obviously I wish I hadn't spent the £61, but at least I've got a spare, or it could be sold on once I get parts together at the end of the project. And let's say if you just wanted to unlock just the driver's door, yeah, what you can do is, everything's locked at the moment, what you can do is you can just turn it just a little bit and it will just unlock this door, but it won't unlock anything else. So that's what it's designed to do. And then to unlock everything else, you go to the resistance and then just go like that, and it does the rest. Yeah, I'm gonna have to put some spray in here to get that springing back nicer. Now let's see, can you just lock this door without the others? Don't think so. I suppose that doesn't make sense anyway, does it? You want everything to be locked up. So yeah, if you do want to just unlock that, you just do it a tiny little bit like that, and then you're in. Result. Right, let me get the panel on that door, and I can also get a panel on this door as well. Then I can finish up. Right, I've just given a second coat of underseal underneath here. Right, there you go. That's underneath it. You can see that's where all the mud got caught in that cavity up there. But we've got loads of gunk up there now, so hopefully that will be good. Obviously mud's going to get caught up there again, but there's fresh metal there now, and it's painted on both sides, so hopefully it'll be good. To the bits that visually make the difference. So here is the seat cover here. Let's see if I can just do this one-handed. So we've got a clip here and a clip here, and they go onto these big ones here, so there's no danger of them coming loose. So let's force that down there. Got got to fix that headrest there as well. There we go, that's in. Now I have to get a screw through here and also through here, and I've got to make sure they're nice, pretty chrome ones. And that's going to go like that, and that's going to finish it off lovely. Right, back is now on. I put the seat right the way forward so I had access from the front doors. There's a little screw just here, chrome one, and also a chrome finished one just here as well. And headrest is still working. There we go, looking good. Check it out, passenger door panel is back on, and I've put a little incandescent bulb up here to make everybody happy. General consensus is people don't like the LED lights. Jury's out for me. I like the white as much as I do the incandescent, but I'll have to wait until night time to see what I really like. So yeah, it does give a nice orange glow, doesn't it? Anyway, here it is. Let's see if it's got a nice chunky closing sound. Oh yes, it has. That other rattle is what you hear the other side. That's nice. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, they're working, you can see it back there. Fantastic. And windows, let's turn the ignition on. Whee! Excellent. I don't like the fact it doesn't go all the way down. You can't put your arm properly out, can you? Maybe that's a big no-no in a Rolls Royce, eh? Well, look at that. It's starting now to really come together. I'm going to try and get that door panel on today, if I can. It'd be nice. Right, I'm just putting this thing on here. I'm just trying to work out the nicest place to have it. And I think when it's down, it's nice to have that flat bit disappear in there. So you can adjust it up and down. There's a little nut here, and these screw in. Incredibly good quality. These things here, they weigh an awful lot for the little size of them. So yeah, I think that looks nice like that. I've got all the waterproof thing on here. You see that I've used some polythene because there were certain rips in it. It seemed to have shrunk a little bit, so I've put a little bit here, a little bit here. So you've got to have this watertight here, otherwise the panel is going to get wet from all the water coming down through the outside bit here. But it, you know, it goes into the door skin. So yeah, I did actually finish up the video there because the lights faded on me. I said I had plenty of energy left that day, but I just couldn't do any more work because it was getting too late to be working outside. Also too dark as well. So this does actually continue on to the next day. I'll show you that little bit in a minute now. Let's give a shout out to the My Mate Vince Massive while we have an opportunity. The Massive this month are kitdigital.com, Kip Hakes, Max Rokotansky, Having Fun Repairs, Chris Seal, Felipe at Mr. Keeps.com, DJ VG, Pigsy, Robert from Timsy's Autowear, Daniel Watson, Zig C, Anthony Dean, Bazatu, Ross Melanson, Edda Scarbert, Gaspar Heller, Richard Bergland, Jacob Culpin, Matt Rawlins, and Soul Reaver 555. A massive thank you to each and every one of you. Now let's pick up the video the next day where the sun is shining yet again. What is going on is just beautiful at the moment. Right, I'm just putting this panel on now, and it's causing me real problems because normally I put that on with this and do that one up first, but I seem to be having big gaps at the bottom and I can't get the clips in, so I've opted to put this one on first now, and it will stay in place with this, and then hopefully I'll be able to get this lined up. The problem is, you see, is that some of the clips are missing, and also they're just incredibly hard to line up because there's so much play in them. So it's much easier with two people, but it's still very hard because you've got to line them up with these holes here, and when you get them on you can't see exactly where the hole is because it's hidden, so you're trying to get a tiny little bradawl in there to move them around while putting pressure on to try to get it light in the right place. It's very awkward. Look at that, all back together and closing with a nice confirmation thud. Ready? Boom. Ready? Oh, so good. And central locking is working. So if you look over this side now, when I go up, and when I go down, boom, up and down. And also my windows are working. You can hear that. That one. That one. And that one. Fantastic. So good. Well happy with that, but the most thing I'm happy with is the central locking. I'm so glad I persevered with that. So now, when I close it there, it goes down there, and it will also lock all the other doors, and when I unlock it, it unlocks all the other doors as well. So locked, boom, open, boom. What a result. And I put it all down to the hat of good luck. Well happy with progress. So that is it for this video today. Apologies if it's a long video, I don't know how long it's going to be, but I think we covered quite a bit. So yeah, very good news all around, and all starting to come together very nicely. So I'm not sure what's happening in the next episode. Still plenty of stuff to do. I might start cleaning the interior. I might start dealing with that little rip in here. Not too sure. Anyway, if you enjoyed this one, give it a massive thumbs up, and hopefully we'll be back with another video in about a week or so. Thank you so much for watching.
Bubblegum fights on the third floor. Comedy specials at 8. Fishing rod and a quiet fear. The what I caught wouldn't be big enough for you and I, and say I did great. And all of these moments, they add up to something that feels so big. And all that I'm left with's a dry throat. I lose my head when you call me up and ask if I'm